Всем привет, сегодня бокс. Короче, играем сегодня просто в онлайн, без рейтинга. Я уже наиграл там, 70 боев. Короче, тренируемся тут, потом, может, пойду в рейтинг. Единственная проблема, короче, когда я играю, то у меня, когда у соперника маленький пинг, тогда беда, он меня бьет, я не понимаю, как с ним бороться. У меня просто вспышки в экране. Итак, как сделать так, чтобы я смотрел комментарии? У нас 71 победа, 33 поражения и 1 ничья, кто туда будет.
They could have picked any venue in the world, but they chose this one for a reason. What an atmosphere. This is the Lighthouse Theater. I'm Todd Grisham. Next to me, of course, is Johnny Nelson. The Magic Man, Antonio Tarver. Of course, you remember him for what he did to Rocky Mar.
This bout is scheduled for 8 rounds.
So much hype surrounding this big matchup. Can't wait to see what... Marciano with one of the best right hands in boxing history. If he catches you flush, it's good night. Right when you think the pace will slow down, it picks up.
Пока бьем легкими ударами, тут надо, короче, хватило выносливости на все 8 раундов.
That right hand scored perfectly.
Нарабатываем очки.
Fighters love being in this venue as the audience is right on top of you, and they will be bringing the heat tonight. They are ready to watch this showdown.
You're getting everything tonight, and you know what? When you're in a theatre, you know you've got to perform. There's no cutting corners. There's no making up excuses because you're doing it so transparent, all laid out there.
Просто нажимаю до квадрата треугольник. Это не учитывать борьбы, нет разбираться.
Skill for skill, tap for tap, just like a match made in heaven.
Good jab to the body. Fundamentals always help.
Немножко обрабатываем то же самое, но ничего. Мне кажется, сильно начал.
Every time they throw a shot, they get countered. That jab gets blocked. Catch and shoot.
Просто потихоньку бьем. Первый раунд вроде должен быть наш. У нас еще...
When are we going to see a jab from these two?
Парень.
Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one.
Работаем по головому негру.
about Tarver in that last round. Well, he is in big trouble here. He may have been saved by the bell.
Первый раунд
knockout
должен быть
without a
за
doubt.
нами.
Needs to go out there
Мы
and think
больше
right.
ударов наносили.
And there's the bell to start round two.
Пропускали
That
вроде
corner has
как
got to find a way to get some momentum behind their fighter.
That was a tough last round. Now you've got to make sure he doesn't put it on him. That's what he's...
Hold on, gotta cut you off here,
Oba.
Johnny. Antonio Tarver's in big
Пропустил
trouble. Didn't wait too long to get back and get engaged.
Defense is everything because they got shot once. They know they can get caught again. So for now, just defense. Work on defense. Blocking and stopping and shooting.
Лав выдержал. Но он тянет, у него там со здоровьем проблемы капец какие. Скорее всего там пробита какая-то голова.
When you're fighting
Либо
a
ребро,
counterpuncher,
блин.
the feint can be such a good weapon.
Даже не помню,
Pretend you're
да.
gonna punch, make the
Вот так.
counterpuncher throw a punch, and then you
И
counter
вот так.
them.
You're fighting a counter-puncher.
И вот
You've got
так,
to dummy
вот
a shot.
так.
Make them react from that. Then react then. I know it's hard to think that way, but...
Hold on a second, Johnny. Did you see that?
Работает.
Tarver in some
Да, не
serious
достал.
trouble. And it appears the onslaught is over, at least for now.
Не достал, проспекал момент. Ну что,
Oh my
молчал.
goodness, Johnny! Oh, that one
Молчал.
cut. Antonio Tarver goes down. I don't know. I gotta take another look at that.
Shot from the gods, they say. A shot from
Всё.
the gods.
Go to sleep, так сказать. Иди ложись, отдыхай. Но он встанет. Тут, короче, первый нокаут легко, второй тоже легко, а вот третий уже не встать.
2, 3, 4, 5. Are you okay?
So they'll make it up, and this fight continues.
Some fighters, when this happens, this can be heartbreaking. Some fighters, it makes them angry. They want to get back into the mix again. I want to know, what sort of character are we
Главное
looking
не
at here?
ошибаться, конечно. Важно выиграться и стоит.
There's that counter. Total domination with 10 seconds to go. Tarver's been rocked.
Но 4 секунды уже, наверное, не успеем его добить. Да.
Let's talk about Tarver in that last round. What a huge
Два раунда,
momentum
да?
swing
Я
that's going
думаю,
to be,
что
considering that round will be 10-8
в
after the
третьем раунде мы
knockdown.
его должны уже добить, или он не видит
On to
просто.
the
Да,
third.
ну, он
You
видит.
couldn't finish him off in the last round. Let's see what this has in store for us.
That knockdown we just saw was a heavy knockdown. I'd be very, very
Ждем,
surprised
ждем
if
удара.
he'll come out fresh
Он
as a
ударит,
daisy.
и мы
That's not going to
контратакуем
happen.
сразу.
He's got to hustle
Но
now.
он
He's
не
got
бьет.
to
Ладно, мы
bluff
сами
it.
ударим.
Straight right, just
И
misses.
пошла дело. Не пошло дело. Я не понял.
Left hook miss.
Да, где?
Nice counter punch right up the middle. Good counter punch. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there would be some more action here. Nice counter shot.
Самое обидное, что тут может быть, но чтобы ждать побеждать в какой-то момент, просто после там какого-то раунда чувак переворачивает все в свою сторону, сыпал свои удары, так сказать, и просто башит тебя, ты не знаешь, что делать.
Neither one of them want this to go to the judges'
Поэтому мы не
scorecard.
спешим, у нас еще много раундов. Мы сейчас можем просто потратить
Not gonna
свои
score.
эмоции.
A very competitive round with 10 seconds left.
Что я сейчас делаю, да, просто удар по комарам. Не знаю, третий раунд
Let's talk about Tarver in that last
тоже
round.
должен быть.
Well, he is glad to have heard that.
Третий раунд непонятно. То есть первые два мы забрали, третий непонятно, хотя я
Here's the
должен
bell for
его...
round four.
А, ну, кстати,
Safe to say that last
13.
round was a nightmare. Let's see if we can turn it around here.
Легкими
This is one
ударами
of those
сейчас будем его
situations. You've just been hurt. You've got to get out there again. Be smart, be sharp. Don't be a fool, don't get suckered in. Make him fight your fight. Hold him, tie him up, just until your head clears again and your legs come back again. Because if you don't, he's going to pop you off.
I'd like to see someone use a jab here to establish a boxing presence, but no, they just want to fight.
Блок нормально. Можем принимать удары и отбивать. Но он уже не такой активный, как в первых раундах.
Off the charts action from both of these fighters. Good looking right hook, but that was blocked. These two fighters are made for one another. You're not as concerned with how many punches you throw, it's about how many you land and how hard they are.
They know the second they touch you, it's done. They're that powerful.
Lucky that hook didn't score.
Надо аккуратнее играть.
Beautiful, very close round with 10 seconds to go.
Не так легко словить на ошибках. Ну ничего, бьем. Все идет по плану, все раунды наши.
The game plan does not seem to be working here. What's he have to do differently?
The bell sometimes.
There's the bell for round 5. Well, they got battered last round. How do they turn their fortunes around?
They've had 1 minute to recover. Now they've got to bluff it. They've got to bluff it. They've got to come out now and style it out. Get on the back foot, jab. Rest on the jab. Be smart and pop until your legs come back. Then put the pressure on.
Good counter punching.
Вот комба. Корпус голова. Залетает. Должна. Давай сейчас посильнее ударим. Последний момент.
Straight right just misses. Fighters not interested in throwing one shot at a time. They throw combinations and they throw them non-stop.
This can be so frustrating when you're in such a fast fight. Throw 3-4 shot combinations before you've even let one off. That creates frustration, and that's when it gets hard.
Gotta let your hands go a little bit. It's okay to be aggressive now. You'd like to see more jabs. We hear that old phrase, second win. You've got to find it somehow.
Now this is about...
I don't care who you are.
Последние 3 удара, я понял. Слабо.
You're going down.
I need to see that again.
Наверняка он сейчас станет. Хотя, это второй. Да, надо встать. Нет. Дядя, ложись спать. Не сегодня. И не завтра. Очередная победа. Идем дальше. Вы хорошо отработали. Хотя это просто, чтобы вы понимали, игрок, он первый раз играет. Это его первый бой со мной. Вообще в игре, поэтому хвалиться нечем, идем дальше. Надеюсь, попадется какой-то аматерый просто противник с каким-то рекордом невъебенным, и он нам покажет, как играть. Мне уже попадались такие игроки. попадался чувак, играл на усике, но прям не подобраться к нему. Просто джебы, он меня просто размотал там. Был еще тип. Было много ребят. Некоторые били сильными ударами, что я даже до второго раунда не называл. Ну, короче, тут такое, пока лайт, но мне кажется, надо делать своего персонажа, проходить карьеру и играть онлайн. О, вот оно, смотрите, у чувака 151 победа и 119 поражений. Ну, то есть, чувак шарит. Чувак должен шарить, сейчас будет что-то... Сейчас надо будет попадить.
I'm Todd Grisham. Alongside me, English fighting legend Johnny Nelson.
I feel like a fraud.
Tyson Fury, this multi-time heavyweight
Есть два
champion of the
варианта.
world,
Наши
fighting out of
победы, это
Manchester,
первое,
England.
дать ему
He'll beat you down and then
изюма,
sing to you
из
afterwards.
после пятого раунда начать работать, начать бить. Либо сразу же. Ну, надо подстроить. Мне кажется, что он хорошо играет. Мне кажется, что он
This bout is scheduled for 8 rounds of
может
boxing.
быть.
Fighting out of the
И
red corner from Manchester, England, and standing at 6 feet 9 inches, here is a sensational heavyweight champion of the world, the Gypsy King, Tyson Fury. Fighting out of the blue corner from London, England, here is Big D, David Adelaide.
So they stare into each other's eyes one final time, touch gloves, and get prepared for battle.
Todd, it's a pleasure and an honor to be here at this venue. It's going to be something special.
What a great... And we're off and running between these two really accomplished fighters. Let's see how they come out. Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. That right hook catching air. A counter fighter relies a lot on their instincts and reaction time. You've got to get in there quick to punch your opponent before he gets his fist back to block.
Todd, I understand what you're saying, but you've got to be on this. You've got to be on it. You've got to be a pro. You've got to think live. Concentrate.
A perfect counter lands. And he scores with the counter. That hook was thrown with some bad intentions. Back and forth they go in this round. The momentum continues to shift.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. She's like a match made in heaven.
Gotta let your hands go a little bit. It's okay to be aggressive now. You can't make a mistake at the heavyweight level and not expect to be punished for it. The straight right just misses. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. Punch, counter punch. You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. Let's talk about Fury in that last. And there's the bell for round two. Last round, complete domination. Let's see what we have in store for us here.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything worked. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
Sometimes when you're fighting a counter fighter, the rounds can get a little boring. You get trigger shy because you know if you throw a punch, one is coming right back at you.
Reaction is second to none. It's the blink of an eye, and they're waiting for any little twitch you do. So you've got to fight. A counter punch is smart.
There's a counter shot. A straight right just misses.
Я даже не достаю твоего корпуса.
Can they figure out the combination to this save?
Perfectly matched. Skill for skill. Tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, just that notch above you. And so I've got to respect both of them more than
good counter punch. That jab just missed with the left hand.
Ладно, прошел, да. Сейчас прошел. Сейчас сделал ворот.
Straight right just misses.
Ну ладно, просто. Сразу же нормально брал.
Nice counter.
По голове смысла нет бить, он сами ворота делает. Беда.
On to the third. Coming off that fantastic last round. Let's see if he can keep his momentum going.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
That counter punch caught him clean. That body shot, they couldn't have thrown it any better.
Where did that come from? What a shot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
И все, корпус после этого его не пробить.
They've got to be cautious. Cannot afford to trade back now, can they, Johnny?
Got to waste time. Get step behind the referee. When he comes close, tie him up. The referee's then got to paw you. Walk around the ring. You've just got to make the most of it. Because if you let him jump back on you again, he's going to get momentum and pull you down again. And that's a lot of points to lose in a round.
Looks like he's leading halfway through this round.
Perfect game plan. The thing is, can anybody figure out what to do to change this? It's a perfect start.
So much for boxing. This is a fist fight. Both of these men showing exceptional chins, by the way. Beautiful counter punch. Total domination with 10 seconds to go.
На переходе тоже нельзя на урать.
Here's the bell to start round 4. Let's see if they can shake off
the
я
2 раунда только
a
победил.
disastrous last round.
2 knockdowns in that last round. There'll be sheer panic in that corner. What do? Do they throw the towel in? Do they let him come back out again? Because they know they're fighting. It's like a lamb to the slaughter.
The straight right just misses. And that was a heavyweight shot that put Big D down. I think that will look even more dramatic in slow motion.
Even I've got to see that again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You still want to fight?
So back into the fray again, but how much do they have left?
But now it's about getting back to the corner, freshen up, get new instructions given to you, and they've got to G you up, they've got to tell you what you're doing wrong and what you're doing right.
How about that time counter shot? Oh, and Tyson Fury just got rocked. This could be it. Tyson Fury, one of the great heavyweight champions. Well done with that counter shot.
Чего тут ходит?
Not a lot of punch output. Thought there would be some more action here.
Пиздец. Я уворот.
Straight right just misses. Beautiful counter shot. He's been knocked down.
Короче, проезд максимальный.
On to the fifth we go. His eyes look pretty
пока
clear here, Johnny. How do you think he's going to do after being knocked down in the last round?
What a heavy knockdown. How are they going to come back from that? They staggered back to the corner. They've got to freshen them up, alert them again, get them back on point again. This round, they've got to coast around. Don't get involved. Give yourself another 3 minutes to get your head clear.
A perfect counter shot. Jab from these two. Good job stopping that uppercut. Oh my word, Adelaide in some serious trouble. And it appears they weathered the storm. How? I'm not sure.
Now they've got to wake up. They've got to get on the back foot, clear the head a little bit, then jump back into it again. It's all about the hustle. Get back on it.
Halfway through the round, and it's pretty much even Steven.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
And so far, the offense has been better than the defense. One punch could change everything in this battle. Very close round with 10 seconds to go. I worry about these two fighters gassing out as this fight goes on.
This is when you talk about championship material.
On to the 6th round. Not sure these two fighters can keep up the pace we saw last round, but you know they're going to try.
Exerted a lot of energy in the fight so far. Now they're shattered. This is what you call championship rounds. If you have done the work, slept right, ate right, prepped right, I'm expecting you to get through this. If not, if you've cheated, the ring can be the loneliest place in the world.
Seen in the past from this fighter, they don't get concerned when they lose some of the earlier rounds because they know they've got that power that can strike at any moment.
You've got to be courageous when you get in there with someone that's bigger, stronger, and faster. You've just got to use brain.
Well, they're going deep into the gas tank on this round. Shot lands. They exchange punches. Good defense on that left hook. Correct me if I'm wrong, but when you're dealing with someone with so much speed, you've got to get your timing right.
When you have a fight that's got that great footwork and that great hand speed, it's so hard. Первый удар улетает куда-то.
Должен быть спокойным.
This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. Stamina is all Round 7, here we go. Fatigue is setting in. Let's see how they handle it here in this round.
An amazing pace and tempo set in the last round. Can you keep this up? Me personally, I don't think that's possible. And if they can, their training, their condition would have been ridiculous, like they're in the army. But these guys, if they can keep up this pace, we are in for a great night.
Tried to score with a jab. Those counter punches have to hurt. Both men step back for just a moment. And he wasn't ready for that counter punch. One punch changes everything in this division. It's the heavyweights.
Having so much speed, what happens to your opponent is you get cut to ribbons, and that's where the referee has to jump in and stop the fight. And you know this is going to happen, so you rush your work. You think, I've got to get him inside close round.
A very competitive round here so far.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. Just like a match made in heaven.
You can see the heavy breathing, but that's not slowing him down. Jab won't score. He threw a punch and just got countered. So much for boxing. This is a fight. Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. David Adelaide just took a big shot. Start wondering how much work these two. And we enter the 8th round. How much do they have left in the tank after that last round?
What are they doing that round? Are they trying to get an early night? That's a lot of energy burst. They did 6 rounds in one. They're going to be absolutely shattered.
As we enter the final frames of this bout, Johnny, what have we seen so far?
Let me explain to you about a fast fight that's got hand speed and footwork.
Hold on, gotta cut you off here, Johnny. Adelaide rock. You could see it in their eyes. They saw that punch coming, and there was nothing they could do.
That's like... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Ебать, как я нахуй поднялся, второй знает.
Well, they're back up, Johnny, but now what do they do to get back into this fight?
The corner need to think nice and sharp. They know their fight. They know what their fight is capable of doing and what their fight can and cannot take. This is going to be a tough decision to make.
Halfway through the round, and they've got some work to do to get back into it.
It's that forever hope. Remember the fight to Evander Holyfield? He could be behind on points up until the last 10 seconds, but he's fighting like he's going to pull it back. That's the kind of hope we need to see.
Почему не попадают они мне?
Is David Adelaide going to go down?
Уже терять нечего, можно и пашку.
How about that impact? Let's see that again in slow motion.
A shot from the guns. Took
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You're out.
Нереально подняться здесь.
So it's onward and upward after a knockout win here.
A knockout victory? That's not a knockout victory. That is somebody saying, I'm here, I've arrived. Try that again.